And hello, how we doing? Hi. We're back in here. I've been tinkering with this place a little bit. I made a super duper mega smelter on the weekend. As promised, I amalgamated all of this, well, most of the smelting into that. I'm a bit concerned that it's going to be too big, but we'll see how we go. I might pull the wood out of there at the very least to make them the same height. Um, I don't know where to go after that. And then I need to figure out where, because there's more smelting down here. I need to figure out where that's going to go. Same with, I think there should be, yeah, the immersite plates there. Um, so like this as the processing here. Potentially, because this isn't particularly big. Mamaroo, coming in with the 45 months.
Hello, or
Hello. Thank you very much for that. 45 whole months. Appreciate that. Continuing on with that thought. This thing, I can potentially add quite a lot more to it. So, I could move some of this crap up there, and eliminate the need for a fourth one, potentially. The idea being of this is that, probably have stone grinding here and the immersite congealing here in the first one. Potentially smelting in the second one. The sand processing behind in the second one. 100% sure. I think this is something that I'm really just going to have to just slap it all together and see what happens, really. Slap it all together and see what happens. I also tweaked this up a little bit. Seeing as I was using electric trains, I got rid of the fuel refueler. And I realized there's a good purpose for this track here, and I could add the supply base to it. This thingy here. And then that can help build the base, really. But got the week off work. Ooh, nice. Gonna visit friends this week, so not really. And you'll be gone this afternoon. Oh, you're heading off this afternoon. Nice. Oh, at least you're making the use of the week off. It's good. So yeah, that's the general plan of where I'm gonna take things. So I need to at some point pick these up, mirror them, put them on the top side. Although I was planning on I don't know how I'm going to do it, whether I just rotate the entire base, so it's got the smelting one side, smelting on the bottom the other side, when I inevitably double it, that is. Or I make all the smelting on one side. I suspect not mirroring it, and just rotating it is the way to go. Anyway, moving swiftly along, the purpose of today, and why we're back in the creative map, is I need to build and headache out oil finally. Yeah, getting some relax in. Excellent. Yeah, so I need to stop avoiding doing stuff like oil and actually do stuff like oil. Rail signal in the way. How dare you? To be in the way. Where are you in the way? Like, yeah. Oh, that's the old one which has non-chain chainikins. That would do it. In fact, I could just undo that one, and it was probably fine. Yeah, it's fine now. How about I move my actual self over there? Like, oh, okay. Just need to delete that. It is an artifact no good. I was going to say, it's not an artifact of previous paste. I'm going to complain. Because this is a really early one with the rail signals, and it really needs to be chained to stop trains from stacking up right outside of it and blocking up the whole system. So trains will sit in this section here instead. Potentially I might need some lane switching, just in case. Like to... I hate it, still hate it. It's a process, it really is. Admittedly, I'd argue that it is a lot better than it ever used to be. I mean, it's still a chore. There's not as much of a chore. And it's definitely not as much of a chore as a lot of other things in Satisfactory. For example. Okay. So, diving straight into the deep. Oil refinery. That's probably what I want to start with. Like a good idea. I need to purge the inventory as well. Teeny tiny, teensy bit. Like, I don't really need a ton of electric energy interfaces. I'll hang on to the pipes for now. Check them. Think I need mining drill. Missing something. I'm missing something in the inventory. Just feels a little small, that's all. Trouble behind with balancing? Yeah, it always seems off, doesn't it? I found you can do like ratios and things, but I found in general the best way to do it is just overdo it. Just have more processing than you really need. Okay, so particularly Megabase, you do need to calculate it, but you're doing a general playthrough. It's just yeah, like more as long as there's more heavy to light and more cracking than what you need, and although usually these days, I should preface that by saying the heavy to light cracking isn't as necessary now because more goes into lubricant than it ever used to. In the really olden days, I'm actually referring to really, really olden days there. And the light to gas as well. And just circuit control it. Always the way to go. Hello there, Zagabear. How you doing? Hopefully that ramble made sense. Probably didn't. Oh well. uh, is Mojo old? No comment. Somehow your base ends up with stuff in waves, no matter the storage tanks seem to help. Usually means when that happens, it usually means there's not enough of something processing. I could actually not have to ground that. I'm still going to. Love that mismatched spacing. It's great, isn't it? Really great. I think I've inevitably I'm pushed far away though. Yeah. Have. Optimal can be. That's off. Yes. That is the optimal 5 beacons. Don't think I can actually get any behind. What I was thinking of is usually something like, oh, I'm trying to, same time. Like not enough, gas to acid, gas to plastic, that sort of thing. As long as there's plenty of that going on, it usually works out. Advanced cracking, not heavy oil. You need to do heavy oil cracking. It's the one that includes heavy oil, not just gas. Alright. Is there a... So I've got Factorio lab open on this other screen. Oil refineries. I need... Oh, 125.7 apparently. 974,000... Oh my... Oh dear. Okay, 126 oil refineries apparently. That's with 14 beacons. How many beacons do I have around this? 14. That's convenient. I think the craft speed is different though. Yeah, and I don't know how ratio breaks down. Getting heavy oil into... No, you're not supposed to be doing that. You're not supposed to be making heavy oil out of coal. Disabled you. Apparently I can't find the button now. There it is. While we're at it, not making rare metals out of dirty water. I think we're just making iron out of dirty water. There is a few ways around this too. So there's 3 possible recipes for rocket fuel. If I would, that's a fuel. Let's give me a plant. No, it's not. It's a fuel refinery. Like, why can't I see it? Yeah, so you can make it from light oil, which is currently set to. You can make it from ammonia, which needs 900 million atmospheric condensers to make nitrogen. Or you make it from hydrogen chloride, which needs a lot of sand. A lot of sand. So if I was... Oh, hang on. Hang on. That's now 102 refineries, now that I've eliminated that recipe. That is... delightful. Right, let's see how fast this performs. Just dump it. Fluids. We started at 0. Still scary. Oh, it's still a stupid numbers. As a case in point, well, we'll just wait for the 1 minute graph to fill up. I just had a hiccup then. So if I go from light oil, when I've set it to ammonia. So if you're not going to be able to see this, unfortunately. I mean, I can really get that. I switch to that. There. Where is it? Switch that to ammonia. Turn that off. So, yes, this is now 95 instead of whatever the hell it was before. But the atmospheric, the electrolysis plants, atmospheric condenser, so you need 1,597 atmospheric condensers to make the ammonia. It's, 247 with speed boosts. It's ridiculous. Hydrogen chloride. So 1.2 with the chlorine being 29.2 currently. So if I go to the third option, this is now 66.5, which is considerably more than what it was before. And the oil refineries are still 95. But having said that, the atmospheric condensers for this is now only 81.5. So as far as minimizing production goes, I've experimented with all of these already, and as near as I can tell, the least number of machines comes from making it out of light oil. It's a few more. Did it? Oh, that's right, because I stopped it from making coal from heavy oil. So yeah, it's a few more oil refineries, but it is a significant saving of machines. It's only 9 refineries. Yeah, it's a few less refineries, but you pay for it in atmospheric condensers. Being able to fully beacon the condensators? Kind of. I did actually test it fully beaconing them, and it's still not very great, very good. Savi the fox. How you doing? Hello. Yeah, Zas Fox. Gosh. What are you up to? Are you doing some Factorio? I didn't actually get to see you earlier. How you doing? You were doing Factorio. We're doing a little bit of head braining right here, right now. Trying to make these do things. What are we looking at? So I need... Here is the list I need. I need... Oh my god. 438,000 heavy oil. That's a reasonable number. And then... Gas? 1.9 million gas? Oh dear. If I expand that, how many is that coming from? So that's a mixture of 49%, 51% advanced chemical plant versus the oil refinery itself. Hey, there you are. I guess you got an ad there. Marf, Marf. How you doing? And how did your Factorio go? While I try and train the brains. Right, so 65%. Mr. Massive, back. Bring the Massive back. Bring it back. Bring it back. Someone will clip that if I'm not careful. That's why I don't sing. Someone will clip it. And then I will become I will become someone else's soundboard. But you don't want that now, do we?
An owl!
Whoever would want that?
Tragedy!
Trying to get your ranks up so you can start. Oh, that's you're on fire-ended on, aren't you? just the slow grind to science one. Dear. All right, let's pace down a few more. Question is, do I do all 16? And I think the answer to that is, how much am I? 9.5 a minute and then 19 a minute. So if I was to do one per kajiga, Gelgrad coming in with the flow. I had to hesitate there for a moment because it didn't hear any sound. I didn't do any sound. It didn't do any sound. Why did I fix the sound? Oh, Mamoru, do exclamation mark leaves. And if you can, do it again in, like half hour's time. I want to see if it's actually unstuck now. So this is a complete tangent because I just remembered. I went through everything, unlinked everything. There was actually a similar guide for the cloud bots. And it was saying to just unlink all connections. It's already moved? Ooh, exciting. Yeah, so I deleted every single link from both accounts. You know, refreshed all the logins and tokens, re-authenticated everything again. Both. So previously, it used to only log in with the... I actually tried this once already and it didn't work. In fact, anyone new, do exclamation mark leaves as well. If it's greater than 0, it means it is moving. It was actually... So the reason why was particularly confident that it's... that looks promising. Promising. Yeah, the reason why I'm particularly keen is that there was actually two old links, two old tokens, or two Streamlabs tokens in the account, and I ended up just deleting all of them and then redoing it. There was also this thing that said, let me see if I can. And now it was something about having to redo the thing. Well, I thought I'd already done it because it was meant to be an API upgrade, and I thought I'd already done it. But I think because there was one that was multiple years, yeah, it's just pointless. The leaves are just pointless gambling money. Well, I say gambling money. It's not real money. It's just channel currency, channel bot currency. Pretty much don't do any. All you do is exclamation mark heist 5,000, and either accumulate or lose leaves that way. That's pretty much all it does. It's just number go brr, really. It's an exercise in number go brr. But yeah, there was redid everything and yeah, it looks like it's actually working again. I mean, it could make the sounds cost money, cost leaves as well. If I was feeling particularly Meshmark train, I didn't think it was meant to do a thing. Was it meant to do a thing? Is it meant to do a thing? I don't remember it doing a thing. There is another mini game. There's several mini games. It's just that most of them are kind of terrible. The heist was the one we put all the effort into. What was there? Exclamation mark boss was the other one that's. There's actually exclamation mark challenge, exclamation mark FFA, free for all, and exclamation mark boss. Breathe. No, I don't remember what that was. I don't remember that one now. Then again, I keep forgetting half of the command after like 10 seconds. It might have been inters. There. What I'm thinking is doing these in pairs. So, such that each wagon unloads into pairs. Ah. That is ugly as. Skull got drummed. What are you, Spellmaster? Did it change? That's the real question. What is that? 26. Or 520.33. 520.33, 26, 269.7. Did it cost you? Okay. It's looking promising. Looking promising. The hours hasn't moved, but it only ticks up. I think it only ticks up every 10 minutes, though. Or at least the payout is meant to be once every 10 minutes. It's thingy I'm particularly interested in. His is stuck at Michelle. His was stuck at manually stuck at 7777. Been that way for a long time. Alright, I'm gonna need to schlep down a train. That. It is actually complete overkill to have four logos, but it wouldn't be proper without it, would it? You lost count. 16, perfect. Perfection right there. 2. Right. One there. let's use a huge. Say you use a huge tank, and then I don't think I can actually fit them in this space. Unless I go one either side. Go one either side. So the idea of this unload is it's going to do double duty. I don't think I'll be able to do double duty, triple duty on the other side, however. I think I'm going to have to keep them separated. Sadly. Shall make sure that they pump in what can only be described as a bloody great hurry. So, yeah, we're going to have 8 of these. There's 16 wagons, so they're going to be in pairs. Which means I'm probably cross-couple them somehow. Yeah. Alternative. Actually do that. Ah, there's thinking with your thinker. That's how you think with your thinker. Like that. Back again. And bap. Got to ask if you do 1 refinery per wagon, but ask for 2. Yeah. The other thing too that I was seeing, if I get rid of all these, was up again. These to chooch out. Yep. If I go into fluids, so this is using 19k a minute, which is basically nearly one tanker wagon a minute. So one of these is using nearly one tanker wagon per minute, which is a lot. That means I need just over a minute of, a train pulling in, an oil train pulling in nearly once every minute, which is pretty frequent if I was to do 16. By doing 8, that should double that cycle time. So it now needs 1 train every 2 minutes. Yeah, constantly high traffic. The lesson that I've learned finally the hard way from so many megabases is do not do not have frequency below 2 minutes. I used to do it to 1 minute, and it's always let me down every time. And so the answer is just don't do it. Give it the uptime. Give it time to breathe. Especially this particular build too, because it also has to unload water. And on the 8K base, the high uptime, quite a few of them got close to, I think most of them were like 1.5 down to 1:10 on that build. A lot of them were around that territory. And when something else had to come in, it completely upset it. Well, no, which base was it? It was something that I did where I shared them, and it was fine until like another train had to come in. Where I did that. Yeah, it was the thing that let it down. Either way, just can't think of what it was at the time though. Blank. Okay. Water on the bottom. And put water on the top. Nose. Swing on over into there. I do like this tank with all of its options. And it's not the prettiest thing in the world. But, job done. Actually, it is pretty nice how the thing works. Tank. Okay. You plonk it over. Plop. Put it over there. One over here side is going to be same, but slightly different. The station for water. No, I'm going to make the oil share with water. It should be able to do that. I really need to actually sit down and figure out the circuit trains. I've been sort of ignoring it, but I do need to get onto it. I'm just not sure. The trouble is, I'm sort of ignoring it, avoiding it, because I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to implement it. Beacon over it. Well, can. Makes that simple. Oh yeah, that one is done. I was like, because that's the nice one, the one that allows in perfectly. All right. In there. Against. Think we'll set up a train. To do laps collecting oil as a test. See how we do. Hopefully I don't need pumps on the output. Hopefully. That is the dream. And the dream was denied. But I can delete. Like that. Dip. 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 Yeah, that's dumb. That's dumb. Eh? There. That's. Yeah. Yeah, that's all in line. Okay. So you can slide over there. You and slide right into. That's an odd number. Odd number. Still just as wacky. That won't work. That won't work at all. Bump. Boop. Blappity blap. Bitty droop. Gonna go hop into the shower real quick. Look at the leaves in. Alrighty. I shall continue with the headaches. Headaches will continue until. Oh, that will continue definitely. Factorio. Theory, I could actually pull that on that side because then it matches that. Just too bad that this one, yeah, it sort of wants to be in the middle of the beacons. I mean, suppose there. Probably right if I did that. Oh dear. Okay. Let's build a thingy for this thingy. there. Oop. Store. Convenience. I'll grab that. These potatoes. Power now. Need oil unload. You are going to go to load. Going to go to that. Is empty. Oh. Oh no, 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 no. That. Changed you. Changed. Oh. Or E. There we go. Now the train's happy. Could be there. Oh, yep. Eight. So, it's probably to plant them, admittedly. Add the pipe. Loader. Click the button. Doesn't seem to be a thing that I can do and manage. Save. Alright, next step, I'm going to add another one. Or... I was wondering why the poles were wrong, yeah. Off by one. You are going to... Okay, now, I need to re-enable that. So before things get too out of hand, carried away, you need... And then... I was trying to make these consistent, but it's looking like that's not going to happen. Like, I was trying to make the output section all the same. Playing nice. On there. Hopefully this should be agreeable with the wire reaching. Not agreeable. Over a tile. Yeah, yes. Plug into both of those. This is a request, so it's a red. Yes. Now, to stop this going and doing a dumb, I need to change that to green. Before you do too much, you to be unplugged. Getting tanks right is a nightmare? Oh, very much so. Also, arguably this is as much getting the wires right. Else. Can I maintain that? No. One cannot. Right, you are not actually coal, you are... oil. Outputs. water. Output testing oil of one and water of one. Now I plug you into there. Ah, balls. I forgot something important. A minor detail. Agreed. Go. And right. Up. Up. That's not right. Better. Yeah. Wire there. How dare you not reach? Alright, you don't reach there too. Very balanced. To there. And then there. So the trick is just not to look at it, and it's fine. Other question is, can I squeeze more out of this? I don't think I can. I think I subconsciously looked at this and then I came to the conclusion that I can only get one more beacon in, and it's sort of... suppose it... I should test it. I did actually see that, but I dismissed it offhand because I was like, surely that doesn't account for much. But I think it might over that many. Like a little bit of extra speed might actually make all the difference in the world. So yeah, I definitely should give it a crack. Instead of just assuming nope. At least that reaches now. I'm all about that. I think this cheats and has a longer connection. The Factorio 2 has a longer wire connection reach. Crastorio 2 parts. Suspiciously close. Unload yet. Need to set up a water base at some point. Oh, you need to be set by 0, 1, and you should be set. Oh, is this C for cats? It's a C for cat. How you doing? It's really quiet. How you doing, C for cat? How you doing, Veldak? Here's a Veldak. What was I braining? That thing. That's right. Oh boy. Mistakes were made. I like how it willingly lets me do that. Oh. Doing good? How am I? I'm doing alright. It's only Monday, so I'm not horrendously tired yet. I think the only thing for it is just to pick the whole thing up and then put it back down again. Delete everything. Oh yeah, we'll just delete everything. Yeah, what were you working on today? Read. contents. Hello there, General Kenobi Solar Wolf. Sleep on your pillow is fine, as long as I don't try to sleep on the keyboard. Keyboards are, not as comfortable as they sound, are they? I need to send a wire back. Say each output of each wire that to a red wire, and that'll be our read train contents, which can now be transmitted on a green wire. Turn enables the correct pump. Oh. This is a very important feature. Kinda forgot. Purge out everything. Purge. Yep. Presumably. Alright, both waiting for one. So, does the train hold? 400,000. And this holds... I think it was 200,000? 200,000. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 16, 1.6 million. And it holds 400, so it's 3 train loads. I've already forgotten what I said it was. 200. 100 by 8, 26. So this needs to be no more than 1.6 million minus 4, so 1.2 million, so 1 million we'll say. Okay, let's see what happens now. In theory, these pumps should turn on, these should turn on with... Huh? Or it doesn't turn on at all. I'm not reading the train contents. What is this dev null thing? Is it like the bit bucket? Oops. Well, you could try and copy some points to dev null and find out what happens. Contents. 1 less. Oh, it's less. Yeah, so 4 run loads. You did the spaceship victory. Actually, if you really, really want to be a subtle troll, thinking about IP routes. You can, if you give an address that starts with 127, it's always assumed anything that starts with 127 is assumed to be loopback. So you just give a random number, just 3 random octets. The first one 127. Doesn't matter what it is. You can trick a lot of people. Bot broken. That's actually, the bot might actually be functional today. We're actually testing leaves. It seems to be moving again. Hello, train. Oh, is it? Or is it actually changed? Have they actually broken up the, Admittedly, when I did this was like a billion years ago. Has the 127 block actually been carved up now? Wouldn't surprise me, actually. So how much we... 796. Oh, it's probably... it's like that with the Class D private network. That one's pretty much... I think that one's actually gone now. Back when I cared about IP stuff, it was there. It was, it was mentioned, but it was like, do not use this. Use one of the others. Slurpity slurp. Unload. Cargo. And you're going to join that. See this thing kick into life. I can actually pull the jiggers closer. I hadn't thought that one through, had I? Thankfully, I hadn't really done the pumps yet. Really. Yeah, Class A, even Class B is a bit of a weird one. Sort of only Class A and C still exist. Oh dear. Kind of oversight on my part, wasn't it? Slide forward slightly. Okay. I'm getting too far ahead of myself with the whole circuit trains. Should actually be more like there. Except I need to make it like the... One's not pri... Oh, no, it's, yeah, I know it's loop back. Or, for testing, I should say. Trick used to be that, back in the day, that, if anything that starts with... Oh, it might not actually connect at all. Back in the day, I used to get people thinking they were doing something when it was they're actually just looking at their own machine. Yeah, because it's jank, it's not going to connect properly. Balls. Dingy. Probably with them on the same line, I suspect. I answer my own question. Just offset them. Go. What about that? Oh, there was a thing Wesley was saying before, is that apparently, so I thought the entire 127 block was reserved, and it did used to work. You did anything which started with a 127, it used to automatically just loop back. Apparently that's not a thing now. Some of the blockers at least allocated out. Admittedly, most of the stuff that, most of the addresses that exist, it's just there for stupid reasons. I mean, I might be mistaken, but I swear they're stupid. Oh, that that got links links spammed. Yeah, I see what you said there. Windows treats 127 anything as a special case. It's entirely possible it was purely. Yeah, I think it was because it was dot and then three letters, which upset it. I suspect you're right. Windows just takes it. Well, we're not calling it private. There's a difference between private and reserved. Because private is like your class A, B, C, D private networks. You know, your 192.168. You can't post IP addresses. Whatever will we do? Okay, let's try this again. Except I apparently have lost Giga. Pumps. Swap color. Each. And output one of each. Plug. Now it should work. Now that we're actually thinking about how this thing's supposed to work. Admittedly, I probably wanted to... Or it unloads. Yeah, so now it turns on the correct pump. There you go. Plugging away. Isn't the best, because I am, because I'm not, I'm draining these asymmetrically now. Yep. Brain sneezed up. Excellently lines up. It does not excellently line up. And move the beacon over a tile. And it does line up. Somewhere, somehow. I also feel glad that I never got into network engineering problems. Like, I'd be much happier without it, without knowing about it. You are not reporting your capacity. There you are. Lines. Both be disabled. They should all be running. So that's 110,000 petroleum gas a minute, 90,000 light oil a minute, and 50,000 heavy oil a minute. 154,000 crude oil guzzling away a minute. And that is but only of the heavy oil, that is 50,000 of the 438,000 needed. Hello, oil train. Excellent, that's right where I wanted it. Yeah, it unloads it just shy of the tip. So, the next step... Can I cram... Oh, it's in the butt, isn't it? Move beacons out the way. Ah, didn't you? How many big companies sit on one or more Class A networks? Usually a few percent. I mean, it costs nothing for them to get them at the time. It is absurd, isn't it? Wasn't Ford one of the ones? I always remember hearing Ford was one. They were just sitting on an absolute crap ton. For just no reason. This one. Probably like that. That. So we're 110, 111 now. 113. There's a slight improvement. It's it's brought it up to 50. That means versus 50. It's gained like an extra 1,000 or 1,000 heavy oil a minute. 1,000. What does that leave me with? Lot. Hello, oil train. Again. These down here. Should put them right out of the blueprint range. Now, the next thing that I wanted to do was open up calc. Eventually, it'll acknowledge that I typed in calc. Or it just will completely ignore it. Hello? Literally not responding to my keyboard presses. It's just rude. Making me click on things manually. The modern start menu is so retarded and broken. I swear. A perfectly functional thing and just broke it. The internet search stuff. And it's got continuing on with the rant about the start menu, it's so in Windows XP there used to be this bug called which was, I don't know what it was actually called. I think it was actually called Shy Taskbar Syndrome, where the taskbar was there but also not actually there. Like it was being rendered but it wasn't actually there, and so you couldn't click on anything. And it was a bug in Windows XP for literal years, where the taskbar was there but you couldn't touch it. Possible to click. It was almost as bad as the black icon disease. That was something that plagued. I don't remember how much it plagued 95, but I think it did plague 95 and 98 for the entire lifetime of 95 and 98. What am I doing? Ranting, that's what I was doing. I was meant to be looking at this. So I was going to say, I need, there was 38,000 divided by 51. Love a good rant about Windows. Oh, don't get me started on Linux. So I need 8.6, so 9 of these. So much to talk about. I mean, as I say, don't get me started on Linux, because there's a lot to talk about there too. Alright, let's move closer. to the point where I could probably just rely on these substations to do the work of those substations. Let me jam up those trains before they come down here. Let's see. Admittedly, I could go to macOS as well, but I haven't used it in quite a few years. And I think I'm a lot happier that way. Having said that, macOS, there are a lot of things that are nice about Mac. I'm going to connect these. Actually, thinking about it, there was a attachment exploit that I saw recently that affected Linux. It was shell script exploit, where you have it's the classic thing. It's an email attachment which is a PDF, which is actually a shell script. And as it turns out, all of the GUIs, or most of the GUIs, probably going to need some stations, I think. Answer. It turns out the GUIs will just happily run this embedded shell script without any thoughts as to its source. And it's hilarious because this is something that Windows is pretty well hardened against now. Like, you have to go out of your way to run a script like that. And it's just like, yeah, Linux is like, yeah, whatever, we'll just run it. It's astonishing that that was a thing. Admittedly, I had to think about it. I was like, hang on. GNOME and KDE have had that behavior for decades now, I want to say. Like, they had that kind of behavior where they'll just happily run. If you double click on something, they'll just happily run it if it's a shell script. No questions asked. It's the GUI itself, not the mail client. Admittedly, the mail client downloading the attachment in the first place and not assuming it's hostile in its own right is a problem. I need to top up. Excellent. Now, admittedly, that actually affects a lot of mail clients. I used a long time ago. I tested out the integrated Windows 10 mail client, and literally the first thing it did was get stuck in a download loop. As soon as I added the account, it turns out there was a spam message. I think in a spam. It had even been moved to a spam folder. And it got stuck in this infinite download loop where it would download it, Windows Defender would delete it, and then the Windows Mail client would say, oh, it's gone, I need to download again. So it would download it again, and then Windows Defender would delete it. And so it went on forever until I'm forced it to stop. That is basic stuff. I don't know how they managed to screw that up. It's like... it's as bad to the point of being malicious. Bad. Now we can slide these down into our DMs down there. And now I just need to figure out how to output this crap. So, in terms of output, we are outputting similar number per minute. Other crap. Gas, potentially light oil and heavy oil could be paired off together. Potentially. and then gas on its own. May actually work. Yeah, for some reason, over the years, I've just never seen a mail client that actually is competent. Maybe you can all remember remember the days of Outlook Express, which was like the most. It was responsible for spreading most of the worms in the early 2000s. Outlook and Outlook Express, because they just happily multiply and spam things on. A lot of getting started tutorials, devs are starting to do this curl. Yes, I've noticed that too. They'll have a script that you curl on GitHub. Yeah, just happily running shell scripts. Or haphazardly running shell scripts that you even know what's in them. You better hope someone hasn't done a dodgy. It's the whole situation's bizarre too. Like everything depends on yeah, you're pairing off again. I was having a brain fart right there. I was like, which way was I going? Yeah, each output goes into each tank. It's real simple. Even a koala could get it right. Yeah, it's useful, but it's sort of highlighting the shortcomings. Well, I need to burn all this down. I don't get too carried away. Burn it down as in bring it back down to a flat start. That one. That. I mentioned this before where I went to go do something. Yeah, I think this was I mentioned with the Postgres stuff that I was doing, where I was surprised that suddenly all the tutorials just had commands that you run. It just have like a little block with commands that you run. And that's I like that. Sort of just really proving or demonstrating the issues, and instead of dealing with it, you're just sort of saying, "Oh, just do this instead." Issue being that everything you do in Linux is mind-numbingly obtuse. Definitely moving. Ooh, excellent. I did a thing. Did a thing. I fixerated it. 521.17. Yeah, that was a. Hang on. 521.17. Yeah, it was 520.33. That's right. Yep. Yeah, so it has actually gained an hour now. Um. So yeah, it's gain. It is gain. It is counting again. So now I know. Finally, I finally know. That took some doing. I can just delete the contents of the fluid network. take multiple nights to do this rate that I'm going. Admittedly, though, we're just rambling away about crap. Certainly slowing things down. Not that it matters. Well, it does matter to some people. Some people genuinely get upset if they don't get it done like super quick and in a hurry. Had people say that like it takes X episodes to get to the point quicker. That is just a mess. Everyone performed perfectly. Oh, master. Think carefully about this before I plug it into the wrong one. It does actually need to go over there. Oh, that's going to be a terrible one to do. That one's even worse. That one's probably passable. That one, yeah. The other way. So, light oils, the bottom. Heavy is the middle. So, light oil, stop in gas. Like so. Ah, Yui. Speaking of the kiwi. The kiwi cat drugged in, fraggrated in. I knew it was going to be terrible. Thop. And Cathop. Conveniently, that one just plugs right into there. Inconveniently, this one doesn't plug right into cheese it. Say. Oh. Hang on. I have a better way. Thanks. Likewise. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. That is a significant improvement. The D&D went late. Do. Look at that. Someone about D&D and Warhammer. Someone. Remember when? There's things they just never really got into. Terrible. I could slide it over one, but I was actually already planning on sliding this one over one. That. Make it look like the pump's the wrong way around. About that. Yeah, I do actually need to. It's coming soon, TM. Just hasn't been done yet. Oldie but a goodie. Hey, the results of my IQ test just came in. Great news, I'm negative. Okay, boomer. They are the wrong. Yeah, they are the wrong. Because I copied the unloader, and I'm building the unloader now. But I wanted all the wire connections. So yeah, they are legitimately the wrong way around. These ones to do one. There you are, but what am I? There you are. But what am I? Hang on, what's missing from that? I know you are, I said you are, but what am I? That's the one. That's the childhood trauma that I remember. Rubber, your glue, whatever you say bounces off me and sticks to you. See, I've heard that one in like joke books, but I've never heard anyone actually say that. It's pretty dorky. Can't forget the classic. Make like a tree and get the hell out. It's Leave, jackass! And I haven't watched that movie in a long time. Partly because, individual I was around at the time for, non-stop Back to the Future references every day. Times a day. More than a year. But a little enduring after a while. So red. That one green. Convenient. There. By the double station. It's double duty. Oh. Grumble, grumble, grumble. In, be that way. So it's heavy oil and the light oil load. Heavy oil. That one. I hope. Light oil. I mean, the dream is that I do actually get away with this. In theory, I can. In practice, I probably can't. One is gaseous gas. Ever gassed? Ka-chow. While doing loops, the second station would try to prevent trains from going through there. I mean, I am, technically. They also did actually fix that issue. Mainly because, was it? It was... Oh, yeah, it was, it was, what it was. The train stop had the, size of an integer -1. That immediately overflows. That? After something functional? I mean, I could have just grabbed it from here, but I wanted a more exotic one from down the road. Didn't want the just use the local one. The oil area load. It's so these three are loadings. Right. So gas. That's not right. That one. Theory, this should also be N, but it's enough. Now that I've said it, I need to do it. I need to fix it. Stations are unload. Oh. Good point. Well, it tuned out. Completely tuned out. It's a load, but with an un on the on as a prefix. Without gas. One, two, three. Paste. Derp, and burp. Also. No, that's wrong. And you. That. This one enables the train stop. Idle. Heavy oil. Light oil. Gaseous. Maximus. We can't read train. We need to read stop train. Read stop train. Letters. L. Gas. Also, that's wrong. Right, of course you don't reach. Why would you reach? Yeah, and going back to that thought there, that goes there. 20, so let's make it Z of 20. Say 126,000. Z. Z. This one, 128, so it's a bit offset. L. Hang on. 1,000. The idea of having it slightly under means that it'll allocate a train before it actually arrives, and then this one is for the actual record keeping. Cloud, how you doing? There was an earthquake and didn't feel anything, but your phone said there was. Ooh. Like 1,000, 2,000 value that goes through a train stop. Yeah, it's 1,000, 2,000. It was 5,000. As I say, it was tweaked. It used to be as I say, it used to be size of an integer -1, and then they fixed it. It was actually pretty good after that. I did actually have a mod which fixed it, but it's felt it. Oh, just really delayed. As long as the Christchurch doesn't get obliterated again. Christchurch? Last hit earthquake? Where's like had facade that fell down. Bunch of other stuff. Pretty bad. Zarvigor? Oh. L. L. Right above. L. Excellent. Something I can do for the signals coming back, potentially, is each greater than 0. Just regress it down to 1. Normalize it down to 1, I guess you could say. So, 1 is L. Once I get all these going, it's copy and paste from there. 1 is H. That means we'll get the right pump will turn on. I suppose this one doesn't actually matter, but it's there for posterity's sake. And potentially, if I can merge all 3 of them together with circuitry, probably won't be able to do that. Okay. Should we unleash the trains again? Possibly just make a unload. Not a load. Delete that. Speed that up with a pump. Yes. Yes. That's. Gotta have that round the right way. Probably. No. Tortilla. Cargo. Sean. Cargo. E. Right. Tortilla. Make them all the same. That's not going to get built anytime soon. Oh, alright. Some use of the queuing system. Yeah. Yeah, they somewhat utilized. Paste the. So. Cargo. The tortilla. And light oil load. Oh, there it is. Load. Send all 3. Yeah. Well, technically these are going to get stuck here. So Yeah, because they're destination full, so I do need 3 tortillas. Originally I was just going to do one, then I realized that they were going to get stuck. So I do actually need 3. Going to be destination full now. Happy accident of a signal. Hey, bloop. Go. Right, now we just need to plug it in. Hopefully it all works. I did actually finish this, didn't I? Hopefully. Unload. Get out. That train. And hopefully I'll see all of the correct oils appear in the correct place. That means I've done it right. Nope. Done so many wrong. Oh dear. Okay then. Yeah. Heavy on there, so wrong. Actually goes there. That attitude, you won't connect the fluid systems. You're actually meant to go there. You're meant to go there. Correct now. That's correct now. That's correct now. Done goofed. At least, yeah, at least I got the gas consistently right. I can take that. One win. An if small win. Problem is now I've got to delete everything and start over it. I mean, it probably doesn't really matter. But for my purposes, I'm trying to keep it balanced. I'll take whatever I can get. Oh, that's right. This is a pain in the ass. It's kind of funny. I'm just forcing the thing into the right position. I think this one I started doing right and then I got it wrong. Sweet. Light oil. That should be light oil. That should be light oil. The oil. Excellent. Just need to paste something down and then it forgets the contents. Try again. But this time with less whoopsies. Ooh. Dying of anticipation. Oh, yeah, there we go. That's much better. Much better. Can potentially compact it down too. Save a little bit of space. That would. I think the answer is just there. I'm real paranoid for getting that right, even though it really pedantic for. This is going to take a little while to build up. Say that, and it's the gas is nearly halfway. The light oil isn't far behind. What is it? 50k per thing? Yeah, it's halfway. Sort of all forced down to one line too. Time for the water train. I think it's 900k. I set it to. Hmm. That only took 2 hours, nearly 2 hours to build. It of many times now. 8 more times. Oh, 1 million, okay. Oh yeah, below 1 million is yeah, 400,000, so it's just below tippity top. It's also like that's the absolute maximum that can be unloaded, but without the train jamming at 1 million. But there's also the time it takes for the train to actually arrive. Almost about to see gas. Curious about here was if I could compact it down. Potentially? Ah, the gas train. Cable. Be greater than EF1 is there. Oh, it's not plugged in. Actually properly plugged it in. Extra big ol' mess. That's what you like. Dirty wires, don't you? Oh, we got here. Light oil? Loading. I set the wrong station. You're meant to be light oil. There, dear. Well, that made a mess. Tortilla with you. We're gonna pretend that didn't happen. Probably fine. Drain some of them out. It'll figure itself out eventually. Close as it goes. He's run into trouble. Heavy. Nice swap. Heavy and light. Confusion. Sit by one tile. Yeah, with standard. Actually, I could probably go without it. Acting it. Actually, slightly more compact already. So I might just, instead of just cramming it in, I might just leave it as is. Some stations are a disaster, but that's goes sometimes. And now it's oh, you're not plugged in yet. Now it's all over the place. Oh, that. There it goes. I had a feeling that was going to happen because I did it zoomed out and really fast. I could always just connect them all together and equalize. Does the job. I think I was hovering over the pump there. Yeah, I was hovering over the. I saw a full bar. I was like, what the hell was that? Full bar. I'm actually liking how this looks. The train frequency isn't terrible. It might be manageable. I mean, stacking it up to an entire row could be a problem. But we'll see what happens. Potentially, something that I had been considering is looking at this junction's potentially a bottleneck, a significant bottleneck. And what I could do is have it join up to go down that way, or continue on and then bend that way. Problem is there isn't, like, that's the minimum spacing there. I don't really have room to add more track. When I add SE to the mod next year, don't forget to build smaller. Oh yeah, to pack the silliness builds. Entire field of things. Of pipe spaghetti. This can go. Barely don't connect though. Such is life. Sort of hoping that they would reach. Or hey, hey, let's go. Wrangling them for 16 fours. Gonna be demanding now. Complaining about no paths. probably don't need... Actually, don't need that. Yeah, it's just a long block though. I do need one there. Gonna be somewhat selective with the signals. Signal spam is like legitimately bad. Not that it's really gonna matter in this particular build instance. Oh, you just picked up light oil, okay. Oh, you want to go in there. Ah, it's heavy oil's turn. Backwards. Collecting. As soon as that's done, it should be good to go. Assuming there isn't some dumb rounding error. Ooh. Path. Rack or something. Seeing something obvious? Oh, yes, I am. The names. It was confusing me because it was complaining about. Oops, that's. It was confusing me because the train stopped. It was saying no path, which means that it could find a stop but couldn't get to it. But it can't get to this one here, theory. Oh no! Yeah, the track's broken. Yeah, that's what's doing it. Yeah, I didn't copy the station names. Copy and paste typically does copy it though. I think I did a shift click, and that deletes the names. All right, we got double trouble. 300,000 crude a minute. What's happening here? So right now we're just testing out the oil cracking build for the Megabase. So we're in the creative world again and finally building the oil component. So this is just the oil. What were we doing? We've got two of these, so we're doing 320-ish a minute, we'll say. 220,000, quarter of a million petroleum gas per minute. And 100,000 heavy oil per minute. This is still only a fraction of what's needed. We actually need, say, 8.5, so 9 of these. And we've plugged in some trains just as a test. We're managing quite well. This one train seems to be keeping everything supplied. Working surprisingly well, considering this doesn't have signals too. I imagine it's going to start running into problems as I add more of these thingies. That I shall. That's, 1, 5. Do I want to do them all on one side, or do I want to spread the load either side? and then do cracking. I mean, the trouble is it's actually 10 o'clock, so I can't do cracking today. I might not be able to do it tomorrow either. As I say, the breaking from the head aching for the minute, schedule's going to become very erratic. And I was actually thinking of going back to the Tuesday, Thursday, which is what I might do. So, yeah, we'll be on tomorrow and then it'll be Thursday. Way to go. That way I can actually survive the week. We're already tired. Just trying to get a. What is it? Just looking at the Factorio lab. 4 advanced chemical plants to make 4. So basically, I need 1 cracking facility, 1 heavy oil to light oil cracking facility. Specs. It'll have to be more. No, that will be multiple unloads. Actually, if that's 4, gas is immediately above it. I'll actually show you what I'm looking at. So this is what I'm looking at here. So yeah, 4 of these, which means 1 build is all that's needed for heavy to light. And gas was. I was looking at that and I was like, oh, that's the thingy. This one, however, is 13.6, and it's 4 or 8 per thingy. Haven't decided yet what the combination will be. So that is either 4 builds if I go 4 advanced chemical plants, or 2 builds with 8 chemical plants. So potentially, what I could do, since I need 9 refineries, I could round it up to 10. Switch back. I'm gonna have 5 on this side, 5 on this side, and then 1, 1. Technically it's 7 per build. I mean, technically yes, but also 7 is a horrible number to divide down. So yeah, 5 oil, 1 heavy to light, 1 heavy to light, 2 light to gas, 2 light to gas. So the thing is rotationally symmetric. Oh yeah, everything is wrong with having it go to the number 7. It is all kinds of wrong. Two, 5 is very, very good potential. A winner. I'll be the right one. Oil. Blah, blah, blah. Yes. Blah, blah, blah. Oil. Blah, blah, blah. Done. 4 of these are screaming for oil right now. Screaming for. Oh. That's why. That would explain a great deal. It's 3 and 1. Yeah, that was the last one. That one done. I mean, I might as well just copy paste, but eh. 3 and 3. They probably can't keep up with this. Would be surprised. I would be very surprised if they can keep up. Yes, it's back to 4. Okay, second oil train is needed. Water train can probably supply all these in this state. Yeah, because it's always going to go. The train's always going to go to the closest one. Means it's always going to be preoccupied filling the closest 2 to 3. Stuff coming out is pretty infrequent. Having the gas behind the cracking behind these. And you have a lot of trains, full trains going towards the back. I'll pull them to the front. Other question. I have a feeling it doesn't really matter. Yes, it is. That heavy oil train that just pulled in should, yeah. See, that one's loading correctly because it's properly balanced. This gas one as well. It's just the, oh, never mind. No, it's not quite balanced. That's why having the production even really matters. Getting it right. Hmm. Need another water train. The thing that I'm looking for here is how the oil and water trains are performing. Gives an idea of how frequent everything is needed. It's interesting, the one train for each of the 3 output products are going fine. Inverse section for the questions. Yeah, the oil is knock on down from 4. A bypass for collecting trains. Oh yeah, like a local return. Yeah, make it a self-contained system instead of going back out into the main line because they don't really go anywhere else, do they? For the most part. Think about how that is going to work. Because yeah, the oil trains come in from the outside and the water trains come in from the outside. But yeah, the light majority of the where does heavy oil go? It's a real question. Apart from lubricant. A little bit goes to lubricant. I actually also forgot about lubricant. Can make it locally as well. Actually problematic because I'm trying to think how that'll work with the train orders. 'Cause you got a mixture of trains that are stuck local or they go to a different build entirely to like rocket fuel or yeah, lubricant's possible. So heavy oil is entirely self-contained within the build. So it's gas, same thing. You got to go to plastic and sulfur, which I could also do here. Keep the gas local. Rocket fuel. You'll need what? Iron and light oil. Something else. What do you need? I get for the life of me. There it is. Needs oxygen. That's it. So I could potentially, yeah, I could self-contain all of the oil trains within the build if I have everything else there. work though. To make it work, I'll probably push refineries further up, bring like the plastic to the bottom. So,
Hi.
hey, you doing? Yeah, I'm not in with that. 6 months. Hey, you with that? There's some love and hype in the chat there for Rico. Dropping that sub. Would it make sense to decouple the entire bill? Transfer stations. Yeah. I think the answer is to push the self-contained part further deeper into the build and bring the external stuff further down. Potentially, I could put like the sulfur and the plastic on this side. It does mean that everything coming in's got to do that. I do like the idea of making it rotationally symmetric, the entire build though. It has conveniences. The oxygen also can be entirely local atmospheric condensers. It only needs 38. Hang on, why are you making water out of? Oh, turn that off. Making water out of electrolyzing or combining don't electrolyze either. "38 atmospheric condensers. Suppose I could electrolyze water. Where do I get the just hydrogen? Because electrolyzing water is actually free. Easy. Ammonia, okay. Some goes to hydrogen. Hydrogen chloride. All comes from hydrogen and chlorine. In theory, that should be a 1-to-1. Oh no, you need chlorine for stuff. So I could actually just electrolyze water to hydrogen oxygen instead of using atmospheric condensers. Just bring in the hydrogen oxygen that way. Instead of needing, what is it, 38 things. I mean, I already need 126 fuel refineries, or what the hell it is. Yeah, 126 to make rocket fuel. It's going to be interesting to see how the hydrogen, chlorine, and oxygen balance out. Go. And what? Oh, it's down to 1. So, fluids. It's 257,000. We're not actually at full speed yet. Oh yeah, because I've only got 5 out of 8. It's keeping up. So yeah, I think we're going to plan for what's next. And it is now just 5 more minutes times 3, so stop. Shall continue this on tomorrow. Yes. Our brain just died. Alright, time to end.